All right, so it is Sunday, the 26th of October. We are now in the maintenance phase of this pre-prep window. Chrissy has up my food, and today we are going to do a bit of a day on the plate, full day of eating, I guess, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Probably not going to come from the video, from the camera, from the phone, but we're going to try and get all the meals that we're eating at the moment and what's going into it. Chrissy bumped calories, another 50 grams of carbs this week, which realistically I'm just going to space over the same meals that I'm having and then just increase some of the volume. So I'll probably increase my cream of rice and I'll increase the amount of rice, white rice that I'm having. So at this point, I really like the food that I'm eating. I'm enjoying it, so I don't see the need to change. And food volume isn't so high, or food or calorie amount isn't so high that I would space it out over an additional meal or modify the meals I'm having. I've got great food diversity, great nutrient diversity, great macro spacing, and great fueling for training. So we're just going to probably modify volumes of food I'm already eating and just go from there. So yeah, at the moment it's just before 11 o'clock. Get into some morning admin work, some morning study blocks, getting some stuff done before going to some personal social events. Which I rarely do. But we're going to go through first meal and what we have here for what is a kind of like meal one on non-training days. Essentially, I have the same meals on training days, just rotate the order based on what time I'm training. Right, so we've got scrambled eggs, we've got pumpkin, we've got avocado, we've got tomatoes, onion, and I believe some capsicum in there as well. So great diversity of starch, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and micronutrients from vegetables and fiber. Very complete meal to start the day, high in everything that we want. It's going to be very satisfying. I'm still hungry enough in these windows where, delaying food a little bit or spacing out food properly with high volume is essential. But yeah, realistically, really easy meal one to get in. It's enjoyable. I like the flavors, I like the taste, and a little bit of sugar-free ketchup in there as well. So all in all, very good. Alright, so next meal, since it's not training today, is a chocolate kind of cakey textured cream of rice. I moved away from the more gluggy cream of rice, the usual pattern or texture that everyone makes. Prefer a bit more of like a baked cake sort of texture. So we've got peanut butter, cocoa, Rule 1 protein, about 80 grams of Mackenzie's rice flour, and some sweeteners and flavorings in there with strawberries. So that'll be the second meal. With the increase in carbs, I've just added an extra 20 grams of rice to each one of my chicken and rice meals, and then the usual creamy with some Oreos before bed. So we'll get those later. All right, so we are back from social outings. A little bit later in the afternoon than planned to have the next meal. Obviously, you saw in the previous video that we had the old cream of rice cake, core cake, on the way out. It's now about 6 p.m. and we're getting into our next, what I call main meal, which is predominantly where the majority of my vegetables and carbohydrates come in. So we've got rice, seasoned. So we have just increased the volume of rice. Again, calories aren't that high. We're going to make an additional meal or change meals up too drastically. We've just increased the amount of rice per meal and increased the amount of rice flour for my cream of rice. So everything else remains exactly the same. Mixed vegetables, chicken, rice, some good flavorings and good seasonings. I'll do 2 of these in the day and then finish off with the creamy and Oreos before bed. So yeah, pretty solid so far. And an exact repeat of meal 3 for meal 4. How exciting. My best life. Veg, chicken, rice, soy sauce, garlic, and Chinese fast pies. Delicious. Simples. Repeat. Had the same core meals now for 7 straight months. Go sports. Alrighty guys, so final meal of the day. Ninja Creamy. Almond milk. We've got Rule 1 protein. We've got 300 mils of almond milk. Rest filled with water. We've got 2 Oreos that go in. Now for the best texture, if you want it to be like a McDonald's ice cream, freeze it overnight and then put it into the microwave for about 45 seconds to a minute so it gets a little bit melty. Put it into the creamy with a couple of Oreos. Once you take it out, it's going to have a nice McDonald's sort of texture to the ice cream. Throw in some sprinkles, throw throw in some Oreos, another Oreo on top, and you've got a pretty bloody delicious high protein dessert to finish the day. So that's the last meal. 5 meals at the moment. Calories aren't that high, so I'm not spacing out 6 massive meals or anything like that. I'm just going to stick with 5 meals until Chris puts food up higher, and then we'll make some adjustments from there about adding an additional meal if we need to. But for now, it's a pretty bloody good way to get in 3,000 calories.